I lifted myself back up from the cliff.
Oh, Matt was pulling himself up from that cliffhanger.
I was dangling for a good week, or whatever the frequency of episode release is for this podcast.
I think it's been a couple months.
It's been a god-awful amount of time to be hanging from that cliff. I just flew in from Las Vegas.
So, welcome to Mind Mode.
Welcome to Mind Mode, the new episode where you have hosts.
Mm-hmm. And I'm Michael, and our other two hosts are...
Stan Len. That's
and
me.
Matthew. That's me.
And welcome to Mind Mode.
And welcome to Mind Mode.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Guys, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
This may be the first, aside from that opening little thing, this might be the first episode where I'm totally not in character for the whole episode, because I have a very real rant this week.
Oh, shit.
Oh, boy.
Are you guys ready for this? Can you hear my cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. Good ambiance.
People like that, right?
Cats,
people like cats.
Meowing is, yeah.
No
Peaceful.
Dog barking, too loud. Cat meow.
That's too loud. But they call it the cat's meow for a reason. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to summon a lot of strength for this rant.
Uh-oh.
You wanna take a moment of
real.
silence? Oh, no, you wanna do a pump up?
Yeah. You know what? Let's get a pump up, because I need positive energy for this.
1, 2, 3, 4. We are Mind Mode out the door.
Yeah. I feel really pumped up now.
I'm gonna suffer from embarrassment when I listen to that again. Wish I could take that back.
That's pretty much the whole cast now, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Can't get through most of the episodes.
I have a good time listening to it. Okay.
Never listened.
Mika, chill.
Stamlin's never listened to it.
Yeah, I believe that. Okay. Guys, listen up. I got a rant to give you. Here's what it is. Michael and I, last weekend, went to see the movie Mandy in theater.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Mandy was a rare movie where they released it in theaters. It was like a limited release, but they also put it on like video on demand websites. So you could legally watch this movie at home or theater, what you want to do. Yeah. Michael and I spent about $11 each on tickets. So that's like $22. Don't
forget the beer.
That's okay, that's separate. But here's another thing we could have done. We could have rented it from YouTube for like $6 or $7. Now, at times like these, you got to consider: is the theater experience worth paying like 4 times the price? And personally, I don't know how I feel, because look, everyone said, see this movie in theaters, you're going to want to see it on a big screen, blah, blah, blah. They were right to some extent, but here's the problem. If you see a movie in theaters, you gotta watch it with other people.
Yep.
True.
And some of these other people don't have... How should I phrase this?
Courtesy.
Not courtesy. Well, okay. It's a sort of a combination of courtesy and...
self-awareness.
Emotional thermometers, maybe? The ability to read the room for a mood. Basically what I'm trying to say is there's a guy sitting next to me in Mandy who laughed his ass off anytime Nicolas Cage was on screen, regardless of context. Oh my gosh, Mika's feeling the pain that I was feeling.
Mika is the man in the theater right now.
Look, this movie, it's like it gets to be a sort of a gritty, like, grindhouse, exploitation, fun murder movie later on in the film. But there's a lot of setup, and there's, like, an emotional core to this movie that's fairly, like, real, that this guy was fucking cracking up through. Like, there's a scene, there's, like, Nicolas Cage gets like one acting scene in this movie where he gets to like act like, oh my god, Mika, I know it was bad. He gets one scene in this movie where he's like in a bathroom like freaking out, and it's like a real like raw emotional scene, and this guy thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen in his life from his laugh.
Oh, that sucks.
What?
And it just like literally like I was just like totally out of sync with the movie for the rest of it. Like I think I literally enjoyed the movie like way less because this guy was cracking up throughout and I couldn't connect.
Dang.
I was connecting to almost everything he was laughing at. I just wasn't like cracking up because I think parts of the scenes like were supposed to be funny.
I mean, some of them. Not everything this guy was laughing at.
That's true.
I don't know.
That movie... Or go ahead. Finish your piece.
No, go ahead.
That movie was great, by the way.
And see, if
I was blown away.
If I envision myself watching that movie... Look, I'm not against audience participation. I'm not against people laughing or even talking during a movie. Yeah. I don't care. I'm not that guy. But...
Read the room.
This guy was laughing so hard at things that were not even just, like, not funny, but, like, I don't know.
So he kind of just wasn't watching the movie. He was just,
it was just like,
making his own...
He just, like, saw Nicolas Cage and he was like, oh that's meme, epic bacon meme. Like, I don't know what.
Guy.
That guy's always from the Face Online.
Oh, Wicker Man.
Oh, this is funny. Like, I get it. I feel like through this I've kind of figured out that other people reacting really strongly to things that not even that I'm having a different reaction to, but that I'm just like having a like milder reaction to, will just like kill my mood. Like, really? I think that was 90% of the reason why I didn't like the first Deadpool movie, was because like it wasn't that bad, but the fucking reactions people were cracking up through like fairly minor jokes or things that I didn't think were funny, or I don't know. I mean, in that case, those people were in line with what you were supposed to react to with the movie, and it was me who was just like being a wet blanket or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I've seen movies this year where people like, I'm thinking like Upgrade, which is a kind of similar movie where there's like a lot of violence and like it's like campy and lighthearted, but there's like gore scenes where people will react strongly or like yell, and like that's fine. Like scary movies where people are like screaming or being like, "Oh, look behind you!" Like I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
But fucking cracking up like you think you're the only person in the world getting the joke of Nicolas Cage is on screen, so this is supposed to be funny, is just like, oh, that was like, I couldn't take it.
I think I saw a tweet the other day that said that people in movie theaters that laugh to portray that they acknowledge a joke are the worst people
like,
in movie theaters.
I get it.
Oh, I get it. It's like, all right, you can just get it and be quiet.
Well, it's like, this guy thought he was getting it, but he was not getting it. Yeah. I don't know. It was upsetting, but whatever.
Yeah.
The movie might be a different viewing experience not being in a theater. I thought a lot of it was funny. Like,
no, it was.
I was laughing a lot towards the end.
It was funny. That stuff was funny. I'm talking about like, I don't know, the like emotional core part early on. This guy was just like cracking up through.
Yeah. He ruined it for you.
Or like the scene where like Nicholas. Okay, well I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like,
go see Mandy.
Nicolas Cage isn't on screen a lot. Then he starts being on screen more during one portion, and he's like real beaten up. And this guy thought it was the funniest joke he'd ever heard in his life. I don't know.
Yeah, I can understand that. It didn't bother me.
The conclusion I guess I have is like, well, okay, here's the other thing. We were at Alamo Drafthouse, which is a theater where they ask you not to like use your phone or talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that like enabled this guy to feel like he could fucking laugh as loud as he wanted because he's not talking, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
So it's like,
yeah, you
I
can't get
don't
a guy kicked out for laughing, I guess.
I mean, I didn't want to get the guy kicked out, but
Hey! Get him out of here!
yeah.
I just blew my mic out.
Yeah, luckily I've never had that bad of an experience. I don't even remember a bad experience in the theater, really.
I don't think I've had...
Well, what about Scott Pilgrim, Michael?
I mean, that wasn't bad. I just didn't like the movie at the time. And
Yeah.
that was kind of the same thing. I mean, I wasn't even really bothered by that. It didn't really ruin it for me. It's just like, all right, that guy's enjoying the movie a little too much. But I don't know. I'm trying to think. What's uncomfortable for me was like the whole theater is laughing and I'm not. And I like when I'm watching a movie and the whole theater's laughing and I'm not. Because I'm like, this isn't funny.
Well,
and
yeah, I guess that's like my Deadpool experience.
Yeah, that's how I was in Isle of Dogs.
Yeah. See, it's uncomfortable, but
it's depressing.
I mean, I have to say, like, I think the big deal with this one was I was sitting right next to the loudest guy in the theater. Like,
yeah, you were.
If he had been somewhere else, or like, I don't know, it probably would have been fine. It was just uncomfortable.
To follow that up, we also, or did you want to say anything more about Mandy?
No, that's all I got.
That theater was awesome. We went to an Alamo Draft House. We got to recline. They had like draft beer that you could order from your seat. I got a brash brew, which was awesome.
They need the equivalent of the lunk alarm, is what I'm saying here.
They need the lunk, yeah.
The laugh alarm.
This
guy's laughing too loud.
Need a lunk alarm in the theater. I just want to follow up with that. There's no good movie theaters really in proximity to our current homes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the reason it stood out is because this is the first time this is the first time in a long time I've had a bad movie experience because of people and not because of the theater being shitty. So, like, even when we saw 2001 and those teenagers were, like, talking and, like, walked out and yelled, I didn't even care.
Yeah, I was like...
It's a very specific thing that will get a reaction out of me, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
Oops! Maybe I'll watch it again someday and I'll have more fun. Who knows?
I had a great time.
Alright. Well, we've talked about me being sick of,
Wait.
What?
Don't. I know.
That was a great.
Yet.
Great segue. All right. Anyway,
you can segue in a second. I wanted to tell a story really quickly.
Go for it.
I don't even know why I want to tell this story.
Oh
but
boy, this is gonna get edited out.
I've been thinking about the varying levels of intelligence.
Oh wow! God!
I
don't know about this.
Of bugs.
Of bugs. Okay. Oof, you pulled me back in there at the very end.
I had my window open the other day because I was hot. Needed some hot air to get out of the room, and little bug friend flew in, buzzing around.
Yeah.
I think he's a June bug.
Yeah. It's well past your month, buddy.
Yeah,
get out of here.
He's overdue. So this bug was flying towards my light, and let me preface this with like smart bug behavior. So smart bug behavior, they're tiny. They've got fast wings. They make themselves inconspicuous. They attach
this is
themselves
classic SBB
to the top of the ceiling. I didn't even want to take this little sucker down. I didn't want to kill the bug. I was gonna let him just hang out. Then they started getting in my face.
Uh-oh.
And I was walking across the room, and this bug was literally just, like, flying up to me. Like, getting in my face. And June bugs, they're not cute. They kind of look like flying...
roaches.
They look like a flying bean. They're not, like, gross. It's just...
I don't like them.
Stalin.
Difference of opinion.
But you know what? This was a dumb bug, and I put him down.
Wow.
Killed him.
So you judge bugs based on you execute bugs based on their level of intelligence?
I do.
Michael,
I don't know about that.
that bug was doing one of the smartest things of all, which is using human transportation. You're not going to rate that highly? I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this yesterday. The smartest bugs would be like, well, I got it.
Look,
This land, I'm a bug. I got a short lifespan. The land I'm on, it's kaput. I got to get somewhere else.
listen.
I got to fly in a car.
I've been in bug vision before. I know what it looks like. When a bug sees a human, they appear as a big red skeleton.
It's like Terminator vision.
Yeah, it means danger. Don't go near. But lights.
That's not what it means in Terminator vision, but
lights mean it's heaven for them. It looks like heaven.
yeah.
Most lights to a bug look like a bug of an opposite sex bug.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh my god. You like led us halfway up the mountain and left us there.
I mean, you want to keep going?
Well, I feel like I'll
feel
stretch
like
my legs, I'll
you're
camp here.
Feel like you're sick of this bit.
I'm not sick of this.
Look, I think bugs are much smarter than we believe, or than we think.
Yeah. Well,
You
here's
know,
what I want to
don't
say.
think-
How do you know
faith-
that June bug wasn't like on a direct flight back to its family?
Well,
You're gonna.
It's on the road, yeah. It's going towards the light, yeah.
tragedies occur every day.
It's despicable. I don't know if I can continue podcasting with you. Frankly, I feel sick.
Sick of what?
Socrates.
Sick of being sick.
Socrates said that
Stanley's
when
still
you're
on the bug part.
when you're reincarnated, the best thing to be reincarnated as are bees or ants,
Why is that?
Why? 'Cause you die
because
the
they have
quickest?
like high collective organizational ability.
Yeah,
It's true.
Was Socrates a bug? No.
Maybe.
He doesn't know what he's talking
You don't
about.
know.
Could be now.
Yeah, Socrates, you been a beetle before?
Maybe he was the first Beetleborg.
Oh shit! He's an anamorph.
He could have been that, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna throw up 2 books about bugs, and you gotta rate which one's better.
You're gonna
Okay.
throw him out? Why don't you
A
donate
Bug's
him to the
Life.
library?
Yeah, I threw him out. All right, first book, The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka,
Okay.
and
That's not a book.
Hungry Hungry Caterpillar.
That's not a
Oh.
bug. I think you should take those. Those are valuable tomes. You should bring them to a library.
People gotta learn about bugs.
Anyways, so I'm a little.
And another thing, I wonder if Plato had anything to say about bugs, because Socrates.
The only
You didn't even finish your thoughts.
I was just trying to interrupt Michael as part of the bit.
Oh.
the only Play-Doh that has to do
Uh-huh.
with bugs comes in a container.
Yeah.
Take it out, mold it into your little.
So
six-legged
guys, let's talk
friend.
about the main topic today. We're going to talk about being sick.
Oh.
I'm sure we've all been sick in our lives. I've been sick of certain conversations or, had certain illnesses.
Yeah.
And today I think we're going to focus on the latter.
Yeah.
Yes! You came up with this topic, Michael!
Show me the text. I don't know about that.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my-
Anyways, y'all, I'm sick.
Michael's sick. He's so sick that he's here recording
I
a
gotta-
podcast.
I got a throat infection.
Well, you sound great.
Yeah,
You sound beautiful.
I've been resting. I took some Dayquil. I've been sick, I think, since Sunday.
Wow.
Let's talk about like the beginning stages of sickness. So
A little itchy in the throat.
first, you'll get like a swollen lymph node, you get a little itchy in the throat. What's the first thing you do? You deny it.
Cough.
No,
Yeah. You do deny
you
it.
deny it.
Okay.
Do you consistently deny that you're sick, or do you just
I'll
accept
tell
it
you
every
what.
time?
Here's my thing. The first day I feel sick, I'll still go to work. And then the next day, I'll be like, well, I think I was sick all day yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't go to work. But then usually I feel better. So it's kind of self-defeating.
Yeah. Last week, Matt was obviously sick.
I had like food poisoning, I'm pretty sure, for like a day and a half.
And we said, "Hey man, you sick?" And you were like, "No."
Yeah, I was very defensive about it.
Because
if
you admit to yourself that you're sick, you're like, "Great, I'm going to work sick."
Well, you know,
this is gonna suck. But if you're just like, "I'm just going to work," and everything hurts, then you're like, "All right."
If we want to enter mind mode for the first time in the episode, if you guys do, I think if we critically think about this, it's possible the sickness is sort of controlling my brain to get me in to, you know, act as a vector for it to spread itself.
Yeah, it's like
so it's like, oh, first day, we want to get you around other people. Let's go. Cough it up, buddy.
Yeah.
That's what it'll say to me.
That's true.
It's a bug.
It's a bug, yeah.
Trying to get out there.
It's an SBB.
It's an intelligent bug.
But sometimes...
See, that's a smart bug.
The problem is that sometimes, at least for me, you get different amounts of sick. So whenever I get like a sore throat or something, I'll be like, okay, I'm probably a little sick.
Right.
But you never know. Usually it's just that. Usually it's just ENT.
But I gotta keep working, is what you'll think.
Do you feel like by this time you have like, when you start feeling yourself getting sick, you like know what's happening? Like I feel like
No.
No, like patterns of sickness. Like, okay, I've got a cough in my chest. I know I'm getting a chest cold. Like, oh, my throat hurts. Mm-hmm. I know I'm going to get... Like, the same thing just keeps happening. Like, if my throat itches, I know I'm going to have a throat infection. I used to get, like... I used to have, like, a runny nose and a cough. I never get that anymore.
Yeah, I used to always have... Like, always meaning, like, once every maybe 2 months in college, I would have a throat infection of some kind. Or of the same kind, really.
Didn't you kind of ferret out what that was?
Yeah. I think it... Yeah. I don't know how I fixed it, though.
You told me it was whenever you didn't brush your teeth, you'd get a sore throat.
Yeah. That's true.
Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. I don't know.
I don't
know if that would happen anymore. It hasn't happened in forever.
I would always get sick like the first week of school because some kid shows up to class and like it's syllabus week and he gets 10 people sick and they get everyone else sick. I gotta go!
Here's a question I had. So, Michael, earlier you used the phrase by this time. And I think what you meant is by this time in our lives. You know, we've had enough life experience that we should be able to see these signs, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I want to propose sort of a different way to look at this. Okay. What if we make this podcast like a sickness?
Okay.
So the early onset of the sickness, the beginning of the podcast, maybe you didn't notice, you didn't know what we were going to talk about yet. You didn't know this was going to be about sickness. Then boom, halfway through, oh, we're sick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm saying like
in
about like 10 minutes. We need to be real ill.
All right,
I'm going to be coughing. I'm going to be sneezing.
I'm already there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're past the denial stage, and you've admitted that you're sick. All right.
Yeah.
Quit it.
What?
What do you do?
This is an audio journey.
You're past the denial stage, and you admit you're sick.
Yeah, you're sick. What are your remedies?
Staying home.
Green tea.
Green tea. What else?
Chicken noodle soup.
Boom.
I don't do any. If I'm being honest, I don't do any of that shit.
Wow.
I love that shit. That's my favorite part. All the food, like all the.
I don't have that on hand.
Yeah.
You know what's the best part about being sick? We'll talk about the bad parts afterward. The best part is you can lay in bed all day and you never feel like you have to get up.
Yeah. I guess. Mm-hmm. But that, I actually don't know if that's the best part because you get all like grimy, your sheets get all sweaty. It's just, and then you feel like you're stuck in your bed.
I think I've only been that sick like once in memory.
The best part about being sick is being
I'll at
able
least go on the couch.
to walk around your house
Uh-huh.
and act like you're sick.
Oh, like
That's the best part.
Like, ugh, mom.
If there's other people there.
Yeah, if there's other people
If
there.
there's not, you get to go mask off sick. Like, I'm sick, but really I'm not that impaired.
Yeah. You don't get to act, but if you're sick and there's other people around, you can be like, oh, I can't turn on the TV. And then you get someone else to do it for you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I never did that.
Okay.
You never did that?
I'm self-sufficient when I'm ill.
Your entire life?
Probably once in my life.
Jeez.
I mean, let's be honest, the best thing about being sick is you get to miss school.
I mean, I'm not in school, so... Well, I am, but I don't even know why I said that.
Boom. Now you know everyone's school status.
But actually, I guess that raises the question, is it only good to be sick when you're a child? Does it just suck when you're an adult?
It's way better when you're an adult. Because you can miss work. At school, you're missing your schedule. You're like losing out on other shit. You got to make up work. I never everyone pretended like being sick as a kid was great, but it wasn't because you got to make work up.
True.
Yeah.
When you're an adult, you don't have homework. I mean, look, some people are gonna have jobs where they're gonna have to make stuff up, but
real jobs.
For a lot of people, you get sick, you're just like, well, the stuff I was gonna do, I'll keep doing it a different time, but not
I'll
now.
Just do it tomorrow, whatever.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I was in college, I would get the same throat infections and chest infections at least once a month because I was just
it's a cesspool. College is.
It was that.
Just.
You're stressed all the time. You're touching all these gross surfaces. You don't. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
and
I didn't exercise. I didn't take care of myself at all.
You texted me this. Maybe I shouldn't say it on the podcast, but you were telling me you were smoking that sticky icky the whole time.
Yeah, I was ill.
You said you were on it a couple times of chronic and sick stuff, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
You were chronically ill is what you said, I think, in the text message.
I don't even know what you're alluding to right now. Anyways, but yeah, being sick, I've noticed this, people in college and when I was in professional school, people will deny that they're sick, even though they're sneezing and coughing all over the place. Obviously sick. If they came into a patient room, the physician would be like, yeah, oh, you're sick. But if they admit to themselves that they're sick, I don't know. They have so much work that they have to do that they just have to keep on going. And it's so messed up. I remember that, in college, if you had a lab or something going on that week, you could miss it. Yeah. You're going to have to make it up, you're going to have to do 2 labs in 1 week, which is just worse.
It's not fun.
Yeah, you just have to muscle through it. It sucks. I took so many tests sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I took a quote-unquote... I don't think I missed a class for being sick once during college. I just went...
I missed plenty of classes.
Sneeze all over everybody. I don't think... I didn't... So, here's something we should talk about. What are the major times in your life when you've been sick? Because I feel like I didn't really get sick at all in college in a big way. Just some, maybe... The sickest I got was, carrying a package of tissues around sick. No worse.
Really?
During college.
What's the sickest you've been?
In high school, when around the time the swine flu was going around, I think I might have caught that.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I had some really bad illness in junior or senior year of high school, where I was just in bed for 3 days. Stomach hurt really bad, just not fun sick. Just tired all the time. It was bad.
Well, that's what blows my mind is I mean, yeah, you get behind, but how are there not like reserve days for students or something like that? Like, if you're actually sick, how are you going to do any, like, especially high schoolers? Because I feel like you're even more tired than a college student. Just how do they expect you to like learn when you're that fucking sick? I don't know.
Yeah, it was bad. I remember this was like during Halo 2, I think.
Ooh.
Halo 2 was big at the time. Or you know what? No. It would have been Halo 3.
Halo 3, baby.
Halo 3 was big. I remember I was maybe one of the first days when I was sick. This is how sick I was. I was playing a game with a friend online, and I was so sick and like tired that I was literally like not moving the analog stick all the way in. So my character was like walking around slowly. And I was just like, oh, what? Oops. I like looked down at my hands. I was like, I'm not fucking moving. What is happening?
My God.
And then I just told my friend like, hey, I gotta go. I can't play this right now. This is like so stupid.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was the worst one, I think, for me. I mean, as a kid, I got sick a couple times. It was nothing big. What about you guys?
I think I don't know if this is the sickest I've been. This has been my worst sick experience. It was when I took the year off and I was doing research. I ate something with like this old expired soy sauce in it.
Oh,
and
soy you later.
It was like Kroger brand soy sauce, and
I'm gonna soil myself if I eat this stuff.
Great. Now I can definitely think of where my story was going. I ate the food. I ate the food. And I went upstairs, and maybe like an hour and a half later, I'm like, my legs hurt. Jeez. I don't feel good. I was like, maybe I'm just tired. All right, I'll go to bed. And I was like, whew, I don't feel good when I got into bed. Like, all of a sudden, I was like, totally fatigued. My legs were cramping. I was having an allergic reaction. I just didn't know it.
Whoa. To what? Soy sauce?
Something in there.
Whoa.
Or maybe it was like, I just don't think it could have been like something feverish, because fevers usually don't come around that quickly. Which is why I think it was an allergy. When I got in bed, I woke up the next day, I felt terrible. Like, my whole body was cramping. I just like felt like I could sleep the whole day. And I made it to work. And I think I made it like a half day. And I was like, I have to go home.
Jeez.
Because I couldn't do anything. And like, I had like 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and I was just done. And then I went to the doctor. I had like a physical scheduled for that day or something like that, and I was just like, I don't want to reschedule it.
Oh, you already had it scheduled? Well,
yeah, I already had
convenient.
Well, you'd think, but I had to have blood work done. And I was already like super dehydrated.
Oh yeah.
And I also I had to pee. I had to do a piss test because they were doing testing me for like STDs. I couldn't pee at all.
Oh, that's not good.
And I had to get my blood taken, and like I was like sweating and cramping all the time. So like I cramped when the needle went in, and it hurt so fucking bad. And then I went home, dude.
I soy sauce again.
I think I've been like, I threw that bottle out. I like saw it in the pantry the other day. I was like, I never want to eat that again.
Oh, you should have A/B tested it and given it another shot.
Yeah. You never know. Could have been a waste of a bottle. But
it would have been a big waste.
Nothing. I remember that time I was sick. It was like a Friday night, and a Rockets game was on, and I was just like laying on the couch, and it was like 7 p.m. and I was dozing off, and I'd got like a full night's sleep, and I just like I couldn't concentrate on anything. I was shivering. I felt horrible. But
that does not sound like an allergic reaction, though.
I don't know.
How could it last that long?
Maybe it was a virus.
Must have been.
But why did it... Maybe it wasn't from the soy sauce.
Look, we're gonna.
I can't remember.
We're gonna.
I'm
track
gonna buy
this
some
shit
Kroger
down.
brand soy sauce. Wait for it to expire.
Yeah. Wait an hour.
Try it out.
I don't think soy sauce expired.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was about to be like, oh shit.
There's so much salt in that shit.
I've been
like,
eating.
This was a light soy sauce.
Oh, maybe that's it. The light.
Can't trust Kroger brand.
Chew! Alright, Stanley, what's your sick story? What's your sick history?
Dude, sick.
My worst, at least the worst one I remember.
Was that sick ollie you were doing earlier today?
Nice kickflip, bro.
Thanks,
Dude.
Doug.
Hell yeah.
I was about to. It was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was on my trip to India. So we went.
Mere moments ago in a geological scale.
True. Maybe like 2 seconds if we're talking about
Now,
the
if the history of
entire
man,
universe.
if the universe began at midnight, then man began a mere blink of an eye ago.
Wow.
All right.
So we went to India. We were almost done with our trip.
Uh-oh.
We went to this restaurant we were traveling
But the trip wasn't done with you.
No, it wasn't.
Your worst
We're
trip
traveling
is yet to happen.
in the mountains or something, in the middle of nowhere. And then we went to this restaurant and everyone ate the food, but I was for some reason the only one who got sick.
Huh.
But it was just a stomach virus. I think it was 1 day before we had to leave, which was horrible because
Sick on the plane.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Long time.
So it made me have diarrhea.
Let's get down to brass tacks.
Just
The big D.
literally every
The big
20
D.
minutes or something something ridiculous. I had to
Yeah.
stay right next to the bathroom.
That's kind of predictable.
And
You can watch an episode of The Office.
And
Gotta
in
go.
India, there's no there's nothing that you're familiar with. There's no chicken noodle soup or whatever. Any of those kinds of comforts. So you're kind of just eating stuff and drinking stuff that they have. And I don't know. I think it was probably more psychological than anything, but I just didn't feel comfortable at all. Because if you're in a foreign place, you get sick. It's awful.
Yeah. Did you try the brat diet?
What is that?
Have you guys ever tried this?
What is it?
Well, the 4 things you're supposed to eat if your stomach is upset, because they're bland foods that will calm your stomach.
Bread.
Bananas.
Oh, crap.
Well, guess what?
Raisins.
Bananas, rice.
Oh, shit.
Okay. What's the A? Go for it.
Apples.
Apples. You hit it on the head.
Yes.
T is for
Testosterone.
toast. Toast is the bread.
Oh.
So I'm thinking
Oh.
in India, I don't know. I'm guessing there weren't bananas.
Yeah, there's so many bananas in India.
Oh, there are?
Yeah.
Okay. I
I-
don't know why I was thinking there would
People
be.
go bananas for India.
They gave me coconut juice.
Okay, that sounds
I did eat
as long as it's not
bananas.
sweet.
Yeah, and I ate bread.
Yeah.
I ate
Boom.
PB&J. But
You hit the B and the T.
what did I miss? Apple. I never had apples.
Apple and rice. I'm assuming there was rice.
Yeah, there was rice.
But
Apparently,
it's supposed to be like white rice.
Yeah,
Really?
they actually make this thing called kanji, which is rice and water. It's like a rice soup. It's pretty good.
That would have been perfect.
But that was awful. I had to deal with it on the plane. I sat right next to the lavatory.
Uh-huh.
It was a 16-hour flight. Actually, it was
Jesus.
we flew to Dubai first, so I was also sick in Dubai. We were traveling with someone in Dubai, and I just hated all of it because I was sick. And then came home, and I was sick even at home. And then it went away at a day later.
Good Lord.
It was
you
rough.
breathe that fresh American air.
But I will say something about the stomach virus is that it's like It's very cleansing.
Yeah.
You really lose all of it.
It's like, that's why people do ayahuasca, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why I do it.
Michael, you texted me on the phone and you said, yeah, I'm sick with that Wiz Khalifa.
I'm chronically
I didn't know what that meant.
ill.
Yeah, I don't know.
It actually, it does sometimes feel like you're on drugs, even if you're not.
Oh,
I guess you
definitely.
are.
I mean,
but I mean, when you empty everything out of you and you literally can't hold anything, you're just delirious.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a couple factors at play there, because there's the whole, like, if you're hungry for a long period of time, you get into that weird, like, kind of ecstatic state, even if you're sick.
Yeah.
And then there's, like fever dreams are a real thing.
Right.
Like, if you have a fever and you try to go to sleep, it's a nightmare.
See that?
No, that's actually the worst. I hate that kind of being in that state where you like can't sleep well, but then everything feels like a dream, but then ugh.
I've started doing this thing where I'll get like really moody and angry, and I think that's like a symptom that I'm about to get sick. I don't or maybe that's what causes me to get sick, but I think it's the former. Because it's happened.
Your defenses up.
I think it's like, I don't know.
You're doing it for other people's good. You're saying, stay away from me.
I'm like, back off!
No one can...
Exactly.
The virus can't infect anyone else.
Achoo!
And that's when a zombie blow up. Blood goes,
like the
infected
boomer?
blood goes everywhere.
Yeah.
I got a good sick story.
Hey, hit me with that.
So, now that Stalin brought this up, I went to Scotland a long time ago. I can't remember how old I was. I think I was maybe, I'm gonna say like 9 to 11. I don't know how old. Not 2.
Okay.
And we got on a double-decker bus, and we went to the second floor. And I used to get motion sick in the car. I used to get motion sickness. So I was playing Mario on my Game Boy Advance for like
classics
2 hours and got really sick. And we were with like some like family friends because they were living in Scotland for a month or something like that. So we were like traveling with them, and there were some other people at the top of the double-decker bus. So I start throwing up. And there's nothing
right off the bat.
There's nothing to throw up in. So I just threw up on the floor. And
God!
People in the front of the bus just immediately got off, and I remember saying like, I remember feeling way better afterwards. And we just like wrote. There was nothing we could do, and my mom's like, I don't want to tell anybody. Like, didn't want to make a scene.
Oh my god!
So it just like, okay, trigger warning for anyone who's listening to this and gets grossed out.
It's too late.
Too late. You probably stop listening at this point.
Sorry, guys.
The
warning earlier.
The contents released like streamed towards the front of the bus and started going down the stairs. It was really bad.
God.
Like, I threw up a lot.
Woo! This is a fun episode.
Christ.
Everyone's loving this shit.
That's nasty.
Sorry. Trying to think of another. There's one time I first grade. No, kindergarten. No, it was first grade. I just
Hit me with it.
I'd moved to Houston. We were living in an apartment. And my mom gave me like, it was either, I think it was just like sour milk. And I was like, I like ate it. I took like a few bites. I remember saying like, there's something wrong with this. Like it doesn't taste right. And she's just like, just eat your cereal. And I like took another bite. I'm like, there's seriously something wrong with this. And then like, she was like, if you don't finish your cereal, you can't play on the computer after school or something like that. I'm like,
God, who finishes their cereal?
So I ate all my cereal, and then like maybe 30 minutes into the day, I like vomited all over my teacher's carpet.
Oh, God,
Jesus!
Had to go home.
Thanks, Mom.
And my mom picked me up, and she's like, "I guess you're right."
Egg on her face. Did you guys ever get like presents when you were a kid when you got sick?
Yeah, I got Legos.
Presents?
Yeah, one time when I was sick, when I was in like the 3rd grade, my dad came home with it was when Zelda: The Oracle of Seasons and Ages were on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And I had one of them, and my dad came home with the other one. And I was like,
shit.
yes, this is awesome.
That's nice.
And I'm throwing up.
I don't know if that's ever happened to me. I don't remember.
I remember we had this wooden porch when I lived in New Jersey, and I would get splinters all the time. And my mom would have these like little Legos, like stuff that would take you maybe like a minute to put together.
Mm-hmm.
And she would bribe me. She would say like, if you be a good boy, let me take the splinter out. Like I'll give you this Lego.
Damn,
'Cause
2
they were-
in 1.
Yeah, I would get splinters all the time.
See, if I was a parent in that case, instead of buying Legos, I would buy my kids shoes.
I'd buy my kids some.
No offense to Michael's parents.
I'd buy my kids some math flashcards.
Yeah,
That's what they should be focusing on.
That's true.
I'd
It's all about
I'd buy my
education.
kids some tweezers. So do
learn
it yourself.
yourself.
But I have to say, getting older, getting sicker, or getting sick, not that bad. Till it kills you, I guess.
This is.
Then
I feel like
it's
I'm
not bad.
knocking on wood right now. I don't want this. I don't like the curse you just put on all of us.
Yeah, because when you're
Knock
sick,
on wood, Stanley, please.
when you're
Thank
sick, you really don't want to be sick.
Yeah, you always get. Maybe last point on this topic. You know that feeling when you're sick and you get to the point where you've been sick long enough that you're like, I can't imagine what it felt like when I wasn't
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine what it felt like when my throat wasn't hurting all the time.
Yep.
And I want to get back there. And then by the time you're actually not sick anymore, it doesn't feel good because you're just like, whatever, this is normal.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, you like set up all these rules for yourself, like, I'm always gonna wash my hands, I'm never gonna share food, never gonna share drinks, and then you're not sick anymore.
I actually
like,
really like the part, the day when, like, there's no sickness anymore, because usually it lingers, like, you have a runny nose, you have a little bit of a sore throat, and I always, like, think about it and wait, I'm like, when is the day, and then, like, you wake up one day and it's just all gone.
Yeah.
Boom. Gone.
Hey, exercise helps a lot, actually.
Not while you're sick.
Minor amounts of exercise. I feel like take a walk while you're sick.
Oh, really?
Will help.
I don't
Because
know.
you have to move your body, or you have to
that makes
move
sense.
for your lymphatic system to keep the lymph flowing.
Do HIIT.
There you go.
What is
Hit
that?
High impact,
High intensity training.
impact training.
Get the highest amount of weight, shortest amount of time.
No, this is not what you do.
Anyways,
Jesus Christ.
so I'm kind of sick of this topic. So I'm gonna move on to the next one.
Oh, and I'm feeling so much better now. And I've finally beaten the last of it is behind me. And I
Thank
just
goodness.
feel so good. And I'm continuing the metaphor.
I'm still sick. I'm sucking on a cough drop.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Did you know
we're going to
you're
finish.
On the
Huh?
bag, it says like you're supposed to have like 4 cough drops a day, like every 3 hours. I eat these things like candy. The second one's out of my mouth, one's going in.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's fine.
I've been off and on the cough drops. They're fine.
Yeah, I eat them at work.
Cherry, boom. Which
Ew.
kind you guys like?
I get the honey lemon.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
best.
that's good.
Hey, I've been in this trend of buying everything store brand, like Kroger, HEB.
Yeah, generics.
I got like 100 cough drops for like $2. Incredible.
Dude, some generics are so bad. Like, compared to...
You gotta be careful.
Yeah. I mean, some of them
Yeah.
are fine. I guess you kinda gotta risk it, and then maybe
Like
you
generic-
get lucky.
Baby powder.
Like, I bought this generic,
That
face...
sounds like you have a story there.
This generic face moisturizer, and it was... I don't know
It was
what
just
is
like
wrong with it.
Oh
It
yeah.
was like a swamp face.
No,
yeah,
no.
basically, it was just like gross. It was just like
You shouldn't buy like generic soaps, like anything clean or like anything like in terms of washing shouldn't be generic. It's gonna make your like
Boom.
head itch or something.
all right.
That's your life hack of the day, folks.
Boom.
All right,
All right.
we're gonna finish up talking about Godzilla,
Let's talk about Godzilla.
Shin Gojira.
Shin Goja.
All right, I don't remember where we left off last week.
Michael
start
doesn't
over.
like it.
Michael didn't like the movie. I
I
did
didn't
like
like
the
it
movie.
very much.
I
All right,
liked it.
I want a dialogue here, Michael.
Go ahead.
Why didn't you like the movie?
Um,
Because I remember describing. I get. Okay, yeah. Sorry, just go ahead.
I have to remember what happened in the movie.
Okay. Shin Godzilla.
Y'all start off saying how y'all liked it because that's how we started off talking about it last time.
Okay. Here's what I like about the movie. Godzilla's design's really good.
Oh yeah.
Aside from the kind of goofy baby form, which is still kind of cool, but looks weird on the screen, admittedly. It's a gorgeous movie. Everything in the movie looks great. Every frame.
Yeah, and I've also it's a very unique. I think. I mean, maybe it's not
Yeah.
unique to. I don't know about Godzilla franchise, but when I saw it, I was like, I've never seen a movie that looks
Yeah.
like this. Like, I don't know.
I like the color palette of the movie. I think it's fast paced in a way that I think I probably would have benefited from speaking the language, but I'm pretty sure I still picked up on most of it.
hmm
Geez, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I can get into plot details of why I liked it.
I kind of like the. I think this is the thing that Michael doesn't like. That I kind of think
Yeah.
I like is the almost mechanical. I don't want to say mechanical because that's negative. But the kind of the fast paced interactions that are very like. They're not very dramatized. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
sort of, I mean,
Traumatized.
would you say it's like naturalistic in a way? Not really. I don't
It's a
know.
little, yeah, I don't know, something like that. Very like almost deadpan or something. Like very like quick.
It almost felt
and-
like Wes Anderson-y a little bit.
yeah,
Not naturalistic in like real people, but
just like
yeah.
exchanges that don't. There's no like dramatic moments or like pauses or like I don't know. Like,
What I like about it is, I think it's an interesting. There's so many movies like this. They're like disaster movies, which is essentially what this movie is. They come down to these like typical hero narratives or like triumph narratives.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that this movie is not only it's not one person's success, but it's people coming together to do something.
mhm.
It's kind of not flashy. Like what the solution they come to like beat Godzilla is very like
Practical.
it's sort of practical and perfunctory. Like it's like a. I mean, I guess I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's like, well, I'll spoil it. It's like a dentist procedure. Like,
Yeah. It's not. it's not exciting.
yeah. So there's that. That like the movie doesn't. I think.
It was like a very
Critically-
realistic approach to
Yeah.
what would happen if Godzilla attacked.
The critical moment is they defeat Godzilla, and there's not. It's like not cheering, but like people like sighing with relief is how everyone reacts to it. And I just thought it was a very interesting take on that kind of story, to tell this like disaster story from a like government reacting standpoint, and to tell it in that way where it's not like, oh, we had this decisive victory and one man had to sacrifice his life to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, people do die.
Yeah.
People even die, like, executing the plan, but it's not like, oh, he's such a hero. It's like, well, that sucks. Like, this whole thing is really bad and we're trying to contain it the best we can, and like this is what we have to do. This is what this is realistically what we can do to react to this, and this is all we can do, so we got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I like that kind of narrative. It was interesting. It was novel to me.
It was mellow.
No, not at all.
I think he said novel.
Oh, novel. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Wasn't it? I thought like the first. I barely even really remember much of the movie now. I like to do this thing with movies I don't like. I don't really remember them. So about 30 minutes into the movie, I think I liked like the first 30 minutes where it was like the commentary on the bureaucratic mess that occurred during. I think it was like the early 2010s. There was a tsunami in Japan.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of a commentary of everything that escalated during that disaster. I thought it was boring. I just flat out wasn't riveted by the movie.
Yeah, I mean, no accounting for that.
And I'm biased because I was like going into this movie thinking I was going to really like it because I like Hideaki Anno's past work. Mm-hmm. From a directorial perspective, I think it was like, I don't know, kind of, I mean, I don't want to be super critical of the guy, but I just kind of feel like he hasn't really evolved out of what he was making in the 90s. Like, I don't think that was very different.
I don't know, I disagree.
I do. Anyways.
It's just, well, okay.
Also, I mean, I can't...
But, like, what movie looks like that?
I mean, I don't even think it looked that special.
What movie flows like that?
I don't think it flowed well
special?
At all.
Wow.
No. Like, I wasn't wowed by anything in that movie. There was one scene where Godzilla was, like, blowing up and totally, like, showing his full power, and I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool. I thought the part where, like, they were figuring out it was Godzilla, or, like, there was a reptile at the bottom of the ocean. I thought him powering up was cool, and that was it.
But that's, like, the... Okay. I mean, I feel like... I get it, but isn't that, like, the perfunctory part of the movie? That's, like, what every monster movie is.
What do you mean?
Like, every monster movie has, like, the Discovery type scene, and then, like, the, like, superpower, like, here's the most this thing can do scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel
so
like...
what are you trying to say? You're saying it... No, we're talking about it being, like, a visually interesting movie.
Oh, okay. Well, there's more than that visually going on.
I mean...
I thought. I just, like...
like, the city being destroyed?
The city being destroyed? Well, no. I mean, I think he even makes the fucking, like, conference rooms and stuff look good. Or the way he, like, does the fucking Breaking Bad thing sometimes where he puts the camera inside stuff. Or,
yeah,
I don't know.
It just didn't do anything for me.
Maybe it was seeing it on the big screen.
Maybe.
I hate to
Or maybe I just didn't like it.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I was also really annoyed. Not annoyed, but there was a moment where I just, like, made it was, like, the definitive moment of, like, okay, yeah, I don't like this movie, is when, like, the ragtag group of scientists and that politician and, like, the typical, like, I don't know, edgy weirdos or something, like, come together, and they're the ones that, like, bring everything together. And there's, like, a moment where they're like, oh, we've all been working so hard, like, oh, we barely got any sleep, this guy hasn't changed his clothes, and they, like, basically profess, like, the entire, I don't even know, like, spirit of the movement, like, oh, it's so great, everyone's working here, like, of their own will without any ties to, like, a corporation or capital. I'm just like, okay, fuck this. This is...
What? Why?
I don't sympathize with any of these. Because it's
That's
bullshit.
Weird.
It's total horseshit.
It's really weird that... Okay.
I was so put off by it.
That's so weird.
What the hell?
The That's like one of the worst
What?
things you can do as a character is be like, gosh, we're so good.
Michael, I am so confused about your reaction to this movie. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
Alright, I hated it. I'm sorry.
So you would rather it be like the bureaucrats
Well,
just like
was
fuck up
just
or
like-
fix it or something? Like,
No, not even that. There's no way for me to like wiggle out of this. Like, I don't, that's not why, even if that happened, I wouldn't think it was a good movie. I was just annoyed by it. Like, just flat out annoyed.
because it's an
I don't
because it's an
understand.
idealization, not a
Because-
reality.
No, not even that. Just like,
Do you not like
just
the
say- I thought
idealization
it-
itself?
I think you could have put like, I don't even know. Like, taking that whole movie, put it in America, and made it against like a tidal wave, and it would have been the same movie. I don't know. It just wasn't. Nothing was special about it to me.
Huh.
Like, it was no different than like the ragtag group of teenagers like come together and fix everything for everyone.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess that's true.
But,
It is kind of a trope of.
I guess that's the right word. I just thought it was like more tropey than people gave it credit for. And also, I couldn't. There was that whole subplot with like the American, the like Japanese American girl that was just totally irrelevant. I
How
don't
is
know.
that irrelevant?
Just didn't add anything to the movie. It was maybe some bullshit like political commentary that had nothing to do with Godzilla.
Okay.
It's stupid. Like, it was.
That's
stupid.
what the movie was, Michael.
What it-
It's
what?
the
It's a-
whole movie is political.
Yeah, it
commentary.
is political. Like Godzilla's main purpose, original Godzilla was political, like about
Yeah.
World War II.
It's
I haven't
totally
seen Godzilla.
about. I mean, like, that's not okay. It's fine. Whatever.
No, go ahead. Explain your point.
Well, it's just like the whole movie is about like being able to come together as a collection of individuals, you know, without having the shackles of like big, like unnecessary bureaucracy to
Yeah.
solve a problem, and also about like, I mean, that extends out to like foreign intervention and all this, and like being able to, you know, act on your home turf, you know, as you're able or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. It all
mean,
really clicked and came together to me, and it's I
I
don't
kind of got that, but I was just kind of like, okay.
like it was so, the fact that you're like latching onto the like group of people coming together to work together as like a tropey thing seems so strange in this movie. That's like anti-tropey as far as I am concerned.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
movies
like
are
Roman
most
was
movies
just
are like
like-
hero narratives of like. Yeah,
I mean,
like Matthew was saying.
It's purposely anticlimactic. It's purposely like
yeah, and it was so
anti
bland.
like individual. Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's just a matter of opinion.
Yeah, guess so.
I don't know. I want more movies that aren't just that narrative. Like that's all like Marvel movies are.
Yeah, why? Like, and it's also a very like it's like a very individualistic, like transcendentalist kind of American ideal of like individuals solving problems rather than it being collective. The way it actually is, which is like collective responsibility, and no one really getting like the shine. It's just
Okay.
less problem that's solved.
I mean, I just don't. I mean, I guess I get it. I still don't like the movie.
It's all good.
Like it just
Yeah,
doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
What can you do?
Shin Godzilla. Catch it on a VOD somewhere. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Boom. Check it out. Rent it. Look at the film. Well, guys, do we have any recommendations we want to give at the end of this?
Mandy.
Throw it on. You got any more to say that we didn't cover earlier?
I watched the first episode of Maniac. It was pretty good.
Oh, I haven't seen
I watched that too. It's good.
But that's
My
all I got.
recommendation is going to be... Yeah, I don't have one. Sorry, guys.
All right.
I guess mine can be Shin Godzilla. Check it out. See what you think. Maybe you'll come down on either side. Who knows? Maybe you'll hate it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. You'll probably like it.
Hey, you can
I was bummed out that I didn't like it.
It's all
email the podcast. Or
Please email the podcast.
Oh,
I don't think... have we checked the email? Has anyone emailed us?
I've been checking it. It's
All
at mindmodepodcast@gmail.com.
Please send your emails in. We'll read them on the cast, and we'll respond to them on the podcast.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's going to do it for us this week, folks. Wow, I feel like I've heard that said on a podcast, and I just like played it back through my own mouth.
Hey,
Come up with
people
our own
repeat
catchphrase.
stuff. I guess that's gonna do it for us this week, folks.
I guess that's the way the cookie of this cast crumbles, crew.
All right.
What's our catchphrase, Michael?
See you later.
All right, until next time.
Bye.
See ya later.